Hello everyone! Week 23. We're getting closer to our objective, or at least half of it. Today is Sunday, again, as you might already know. And I'm willing to share something that I just discussed with my mother. As I mentioned in previous episodes, I'm trying to spend more time with her while I'm here in Alicante. I think that this is something that might change in the future. I think that I can almost confirm for you viewers that I made the decision to move to the UK next year. I think that this is kind of a tricky move because it implies a lot of things that will happen and change in my life. But I think that is truly what I need to do to make Drimmly be the thing that I imagine, that I envision, and I think it can become. And I will have to be mixing, I think that mainly 3 cities, because I'm not only willing to do UK and be incorporating the company in London, but I also want to have kind of an important branch in Brussels. So I think that that's the cities where I will be moving, which is Alicante to see friends and family, then Brussels and London for the offices, and try to handle my life as best as I can. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is today I was discussing with my mother something that I think is truly important, which is how do you choose your worth, okay? And I'm going to tell you, and this chapter today is going to be only about this, because I think that is something that trigger a specific mentality for me, and I think that it can help others, which is how do you value yourself from 1 to 10, okay? This might seem like a stupid question or an easy answer. I heard both things, but I think that it helps a lot picture how is the number that makes you feel comfortable with. Giving you an example. If you ask me how I do answer the question, my number will be that I consider myself to be an 8. And the important thing here is what are 1 and 10, or what 1 and 10 means in this scenario, which is not your vision of myself, is my vision of myself. And this is kind of the important first part of this exercise. You need to guess and understand in your perfect vision of who you could be. Perfect. It's 10 over 10. In this case, is for me, it could be to have a nose that is kind of different, be more beautiful, have a hair that is less curly and more straight and with more hair, a body that is with less percentage of fat, whatever things you imagine, not only physically, I also mean in your way of thinking, much more intelligent, speaking any language much better than I'm doing right now, etc. Meaning perfection for you. That will be the 10. And then you need to rank and position yourself considering every self-work and self-improvement you have worked on, considering your life, your mentality, your way of being, how do you treat people, friends, family, etc. And then you need to be able to defend that number. Let me explain. The days, for example, I feel really great because I achieved something, I could feel like an 8.5, but never a 9. I never feel like a 9. Do I need to feel like this? No, don't think so. Could I become a 9 someday? Yes, I think that I can become a 9 if, when I become a father, I really do a great job. But in my scenario, I'm never becoming a 10. Never. And the reason why is not because I cannot, it's because I don't want to become a 10. And this is kind of the important part. I feel comfortable being an 8, and on the better days, an 8.5. Do I need something else? No. I can perfectly defend this number towards any criticism, self-appreciation, comments, exterior thoughts, whatever things that comes from the outside to me. I can defend this number. Meaning if someone came and told me, Alexis, you are a 6, I will say, no, sorry, I'm not a 6. I've done a lot of things. I work a lot to be an 8, and I'm an 8. And if someone comes and tells me, Alexis, no, you are a 10, really, you are a great guy, you do amazing work, you work really hard, etc., I will tell them, thanks a lot for your comment, but I consider myself an 8, but thanks a lot for your comment. And this is kind of what I think is super important when you try to pinpoint where are you in the map. You need to really be honest, do the self-work to know why are you that number that you selected, and be sure that you can defend it. First part. Second part, I think that it's truly important to see that there is not a huge difference between what and how people see you and the number that you chose. Let me give an example. If I was saying that I consider myself a 6, and people were coming to me saying, Alexis, you're a 10, and people that I love telling me that you're a 10, then something is wrong, not with others feeling that I'm a 10, because this is how they are, or my actions are making them feel. It's that the number that I said to myself was too far away from how people see me. And that might be because of mainly one reason, which is I do not have enough self-appreciation of who I am. And meaning I will need to work a lot more on really putting on the table, who am I? What are the things that I have that makes me be a good person? What are the things that I need to improve? And do a synthesis that is more realistic with the truest scenario. And the more numbers you have between your vision and the number that you chose for yourself and the comments and opinions from outside people that love you, it's important. This factor is kind of the asterisk that you need to have. People that love you, then you have a lot of self-work to do. This will be the second part and most important one. And what I'm saying this is because these videos are seen by family members, and this is something that I see, for example, my sister do a lot, okay? My sister is an amazing person, and whenever I do tell her this, and because we have had our past, a lot of discussions, brother and sister, blah, blah, but I truly consider that she has become a truly beautiful woman with a mentality that people should envy because she's really someone great, but she has a problem, which is she considers herself to be less than what she really is. And whenever I told her that she's really a great woman, she cries a lot of times. And the reason why she cries is because she hasn't accepted that maybe she's an 8, maybe she's a 9. She considers herself maybe to be a 5.5 or a 6, which is crazy because it's not, it's really far from reality. And this is what happens in a lot of scenarios, and I see sometimes this happen for a lot of people. 3, and this wasn't planned, but I think that it makes sense too. If you consider yourself to be, or you give yourself a higher number than the one that the people that love you gives you, then you have an alert too. Because then it means that maybe you are overthinking or over punctuating yourself, and this doesn't mean that you didn't do kind of a self-work. It means that you have too much ego to accept that maybe the list of things where you set who you are, what are the good things for you, what are the things that you need to improve, maybe this list of things you need to improve isn't solid enough, and that's the reason why you see yourself being so high. And 4, the important part, at least for myself, to have become a better friend during this process of building myself back again and rebuilding myself, truly understanding who I am, what are the things that I do wrong, what are the things that I don't like about myself, everything that I did when I was starting with this red notebook of mine that you don't see here now, because I think that I've incorporated so much this self-work inside my way of thinking that I don't need to write that much, because a lot of things are same patterns that are repeating itself. So the 4th part is that for me, being a better friend has started when I was able truly to know what number I was. Because what I also see a lot of times is my sister, I think that she's a good friend, and she will be the kind of person who's saying to others, you are really a 10, you're really worth it, etc. But whenever someone tells her she's a 10, she believes it, she doesn't believe it, and she starts crying or gets truly emotional. And this is something that I also see, and is a pattern where a lot of people have the capacity to see in others their greatness, but not see it in themselves. And this is kind of the risk that I think that is totally correlated with the point 2 that I mentioned, which is this kind of self-appreciation of yourself. This means that you really need to first work on yourself to be able then to make sure that when you are giving this nice feedback to your friends, you are not doing it from a position of I'm doing it for you and not doing it for myself, because it will be a crazy move. I'm capable of giving something that I'm not giving to myself. This doesn't make sense, because at the end, it's truly important that a lot of people that I saw doing this, they were also expecting the others telling them something similar. And at the end, they were expecting them to fulfill their cup. And I was trying to explain this to my mother today, which is, my cup is full as an 8, not as a 10, as an 8 is full, because I know that I'm an 8. So I can consider myself, and I'm able to defend this number to whoever thinks different, because I truly believe that I am. And for whoever says that I'm more than an 8, thank you. And for whoever who says that I'm less than an 8, you are wrong, because I'm not less than an 8. And I'm so sure about it. And it doesn't mean that I'm not humble. It means that I was able to recognize and appreciate all the work, the times where I was able, or I had the possibility to choose an easier path and I decided not to, for all the times that I, instead of enjoy my time, I decided to really work on myself because there were things that I wasn't capable to accept, or I didn't want to accept because they were really hurting other people or hurting me. All those times have a cumulative value. That is the thing that allows me to have this personality and be able to consider myself that number. And this is kind of the reasoning process I recommend you to go through, which is ask yourself, what number are you? Then ask your friends to qualify, the friends that you love and people and family, to give you the same number and be able to explain why they are giving that number. Because maybe they are giving you a number that is lesser than the one you set, which is not bad. The important thing is their feedback. And to understand that the exercise that you are asking them to do is to evaluate yourself, not themselves on you. Meaning, you are not asking them to evaluate if for them a 10 is someone that is studying astrophysics, a model, and they are telling you, no, based on my vision of my 10, you are a 6. No. The correct exercise is, please, mom, can you imagine what will be my version of a 10 over 10 as a person, and tell me from 1 to 10, how would you rank myself and how close am I to that number? With the vision that you see that I can be or I can become, give me a number. That would be the best exercise that I could recommend you, and I think that I will leave this week's video with this, because I think that is something, I repeat, that helped me a lot. I think that is kind of a easy exercise for you then to be able to sit and see if there are certain patterns, or maybe see that everybody's telling you that you are a 9 and you still consider yourself that you are 6, and then there is your alert. Maybe there are things in your life that you are not considering completely, and maybe you are a 6. Maybe people are over-evaluating you, but then you need to ask, would I want to be staying as a 6, or would I want to become a 7? And that's the moment when maybe it's not about recognizing the things that you did wrong, it's maybe recognizing that there are not too much things that you did well, or you could be doing much good things for you, for yourself, in the world, etc., to be making you reach that number. And that's only self-work at the end. So that will be my recommendation, guys. Easy video today, truly, but I think that it's truly worth it. Thanks again for sticking here with me. Next week is not Christmas yet. I think that is going to be the week where we need to rush in terms of delivering some features that I have been waiting to deliver. I worked this week a lot on Drimmly to be able to produce the parents dashboard, and I think that that's something that I was really keen, which is this process where in Drimmly people are capable to enter as parents, identify themselves as parents, and then invite their kids, or the other way around. Because what we truly want to build is a platform that is a multi-user platform, an interactive one, and this is going to be something that will make sense. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think that the challenge for us, I don't know if I'm able to maintain it in the short term, but I think that we have a challenge to try to gather alumni together. I think that maybe right now is too soon, but there will be a moment when I would like to see that our users went to a specific school and try to target with advertising this specific school, telling, I have some students that are studying in these areas of the world and these universities, and they are using Drimmly. Do you want to connect with them and help you find what you want to do in the future? And I think that that's kind of a trigger that I could use in ads, and I will be really keen on doing this because I think that it truly makes sense. But that's for the future, not for now. I will keep you posted. I think that I have good news, but I will wait until next week when everything is kind of a little bit clearer to tell you more about it. Guys, thanks a lot. Enjoy your Sunday, and thanks for watching again. Bye-bye.